Let's fight. Let's fight. A very good evening to each and every one of you, ladies and gentlemen, at home here in Guyana, around the world. Wherever you're joining us from this evening, it might be on Twitter, it might be on the Blue app, the Facebook, it might be on YouTube. Good night to each and every one of you. And folks, we ready to go. We don't know about you, but we are ready to go. Naomi Morris, you look like you are ready to go as well. And Sharon Murray and Kevin, you look as though you're ready to go as well. Our folks joining us on YouTube. Naomi Morris, good night to you as well. Kevin Brooks, good night to you as well. All you fantastic folks. Candy, Nileen, Inderjeet, good night to you. And also Brian, good night to each and every one of you. Brian, good night to you too, Brian. Brian Adams, good to see you there, Brian, on YouTube. All the folks joining us on YouTube, great to see each and every one of you. Veronica Primo Rollins, I see Wilton Blue is with us as well. Wilton Blue. I think I missed the name on YouTube. I'm heading back up to see if I get it. Marky. Good night to you too, Marky. Good night to all of you fantastic folks. Patricia Asada, Lily McGarrell. Let's fight, folks. Let's fight. Great to see so many of you in the ring tonight. We gotta fight, people. Let's fight. Come to attention, folks. So much to share with you this evening. So many information to share with you. Many information. I sound like Irfan there. Irfan goes to the UN. Take 2 tonight, folks. Take 2 tonight. Denise Mitchell, great to see you there. And Kim Clark, great to see you as well. And I see we have, is it Yotiv Brummel? Good to see you too. Rami Leander, good to see you, Rami. Patricia Kissoon and Amanda Daniel, Andrew Griffith, William Kosher, Emily Durant, good to see you, Emily. Timothy Gibbs joining us from New York, good to see you, Timothy. And Denise Samuels. We got a thing, Denise. We got that thing. All right, Onessa Wardine, great to see you as well. Folks, great to see each and every one of you. We see Gavin Hole is with us. Rashley Ford is in the house, peeping us with those 2 eyes, peeping us there. Veronica Primo Rollins. Derica Ferguson is here as well. Lynette Jacobs is here too. And Lynette says, let's fight. Indeed, Lynette. We got to fight. Let's fight, folks. Let's fight. We gotta go, folks. Lynette Jacobs is here, folks. We are covering so many aspects of this Irfan Goes to the UN. Take 2 tonight. Take 2, and we'll be breaking it down here for you guys. Welcome in the ring. Welcome in the ring, folks. Share the live stream as you come on. You know what you gotta do. Share the live stream, folks. And as we come on, we want to let you know that we gotta be careful. COVID is soaring. COVID is soaring locally here in Guyana. 258 new cases of COVID-19. They're not telling us how many of that is the variant, the Delta variant, but 258 new cases as of today. 3,815 active cases. Home isolations, 3,644. Hospitalizations, 171, of which 37 persons are in the ICU. And we're picking up this information from Big Mosley, Uncle Gordon. Yep, new source, folks. We're picking up this information from new source. 258 new cases of COVID-19. And of course, we got to do what we got to do to protect ourselves, our family, and our loved ones, folks. And that means wearing your mask. That means sanitizing. That means social distancing. That means taking all of the precautions necessary to ensure the safety of your friends, your family, and your loved ones, including getting vaccinated. If you have enough information and you are willing to get vaccinated, get vaccinated. That is your choice. Similarly, The person who doesn't want to get vaccinated, that is their choice as well. Their body, their choice. But get vaccinated as long as you have sufficient information to go in that direction, folks. That is our encouragement as part of the regime of measures. As part of the regime of measures to try to get the greatest protection for you and your family. Again, you're free to get vaccinated. And in our opinion here, you're free not to get vaccinated if that is your wish. But folks, good to see so many of you. Share the live stream. Just thought we would share that with you as we're coming on and waiting for some of the other folks waiting to get to that magic number. We're also learning that the Hugo Chavez Rehabilitation Center or Center for Rehabilitation and Reintegration has over a dozen persons who were tested positive. We are learning also that at the GWI office in Region 5, quite a number of persons have tested positive there. A teacher from Smythe Street Nursery has tested positive. And so, again, just a profusion of persons who are COVID-19 positive. And our encouragement is for you guys to take all the precautions you can to prevent you and your loved ones from becoming infected with COVID-19. Great to see so many of you folks. Welcome in the ring. Again, welcome in the ring. Good to see Veronica and Lynette Jacobs, Denise London Welchman, June Peters, Delia Scott, is it Scott? Diane Fordyce, Audrey Thorm, Gavin Holder, Bettino Nitchman, Ariel Abrams, Marcia, Rowena Cummins, Rodwell McKinley, Diane Gravesandi. Folks, if you only hear one of your names, know it gone by so fast. Simone is there, Erwin Don Cook, Rita Singh. Good to see you, Rita. Good to see you, Rita. Good to see you there. Great to see all of you fantastic people. All of you fantastic people. Really good to see all of you there across social media. Across social media, folks joining us on Twitter, folks joining us on YouTube, folks joining us on Facebook. Of course, Odessa Primus is in the house. Odessa, good to see you there. Shakes Randleson. Am I calling that right? Chanel Smith in the house. You know, they got all kind of people. You know, if Chanel and Odessa Primus team up, Chanel Daniels and Odessa Primus team up, you know this government coming out of the office tomorrow. You know they're coming out tomorrow if these guys team up. Valda Robinson, we see you as well. Barbara McDonald, Mullian Mullin, good to see you as well. Good to see you. Leslie Sue, I call her Auntie Jillian. Good to see you there as well. Leslie Sue, Auntie Jillian. Good to see you there. Thanks for joining in the ring, folks. I want to give some other folks a shout out, like Margaret Nielsen from Charleston, South Carolina, like Gail Allicock, like Alexis Arthur from Wickenham, Stacy Wade, Edward Wade, the in-laws, Wendell Harry, all of you, fantastic people. And whether you're joining us at home here in Guyana or you're joining us from Region 11, folks, it is our privilege to have each and every one of you with us. Folks are joining us from Asia, joining us from Africa, Europe, Australia, North America, South America, Antarctica, all the continents of the world. People are joining us from this evening. Share the live stream. Folks, let me get to my housekeeping. Let us get that out of the way, and then let's head right in to see what's on the fight card for this evening. So let me jump on the housekeeping, and you guys by now know where I'm heading with that. You know we have been asking for your help, asking for your partnership. Folks, unfortunately, the program does not run on water, and we need your help. We need your help so that we can do this in a big way, so that we can do this bigly, folks. We need you guys to come on board and to help us. And to help us do that, we've been asking you guys to come and partner with us for $5 US, $10, $15, $20 US. If you guys want to go more than that, that is up to you. But this is the help we're asking for on a monthly basis. On a monthly basis, $5, $10, $15, $20 US. We have made the Cash App platform available to you, and our Cash App handle is $, in the ring 592. That's $, in the ring 592. That's our Cash App handle. And at PayPal, we're in the ring 592 at gmail.com. In the ring 592 at gmail.com. at PayPal, and then we have our Guyanese Cash App. It's also called the MMG. MMG, the GT&T app. And folks, our number there to reach us on is 627-6963, 627-6963. And you can also WhatsApp us at that number. All of your queries, any guidance that you may need, any news tips you have, photographs, videos, something that is happening in your community, in your area, and think we need to know about it, WhatsApp us at that number as well. It's our MMG number, 627-6963. We're also available on MoneyGram, and we're also available at Western Union. So folks, come on board and help us to move our program forward, to expand, to build it out. And it's going to come back to benefit you in really, really, really meaningful ways. Thank you for that. And let's dispense with that aspect of the housekeeping. Folks, we really invite you guys to partner with us in this way. Or call us and let us know how you can support what we are doing here in the ring. Folks, in the ring, great to have each and every one of you with us, guys, with us. Good to have each and every one of you. And again, welcome in the ring. Whether you're joining us on Twitter, you're joining us on Facebook, you're joining us on YouTube, welcome in the ring to each and every one of you. Guys, you make this program what it is. And I can't underestimate that. You make the program what it is, and we are so privileged to have each and every one of you here every single night with us. Share the live stream. We want to see those emojis wherever you are joining us from. Another bit of housekeeping we have to get out of the way and to dispense with. Ringsiders, you all know that we ask you all to assemble in the trenches, because the trenches are going to come and try to misbehave. The trenches is the common section, and we know that you all are going to wail into them. Like how Irfan wailed into the U.S. authorities today, and we're going to talk about that in a statement that was made. Assemble in the trenches, respond to them, respond to the trenches, respond to the crosses, respond to the Jagabats, and we want you to dismantle their arguments in the comment section, in the trenches. So trenches, assemble, ringsiders, assemble, and let's get it on. Let them see what we are made of. We don't talk for talk's sake. We come armed with the facts. That is what we are about for. We defend the truth and we promote the facts. Right? Defend the facts and promote the truth, however you want to put it. That is what we are about here, and it's great to see so many of you. So ringsiders, assemble in the trenches and let's get down to business. Let's fight, folks. Let's fight. Great to see each and every one of you again in the ring with us. We couldn't ask for more. Guys, are you ready? I am ready with a fight card. I am ready to let you know what's on the fight card this evening. Share the damn live stream. And brace yourselves. Brace yourselves. Brace yourselves. It's going to get a bit wild. It's going to get a bit topsy-turvy. But folks, brace yourselves. Brace yourselves. Brace yourselves. I would be happy to have you guys know that we are going to be joined a little later on in our program by two very, very special persons. And coming up, we're going to have Juretha Fernandes, Member of Parliament, and also a member of the Public Accounts Committee there at the National Assembly, joining us for part of our discussion. And we're going to be privileged as well to have Amanza Walton-Desir, Member of Parliament, as well, joining us, and the Shadow Minister for Foreign Affairs. And Juretha, by same token, is the Shadow Minister for Finance. So both of them are going to be joining us and helping to make sense of some of the things that we're going to be discussing this evening. So stay tuned for that, folks. But let us get right into the fight card. Let's see what's on the fight card. And as per usual, I know on the fight card. I know what's on the fight card. But I want you guys to know as well what is on the fight card this evening. Folks, let's get down to business. Time to transact the business we're here to transact. Let's fight, ladies and gentlemen. Let's fight. We got to fight, folks. We got to fight. And here's on the fight card this evening. We're starting with the Jagabats. Again, we are starting with the Jagabats. They know themselves. They know themselves. That's one thing with Jagabats. They know themselves. Right? I know Peter Brown is not a Jagabat. Valder Robinson is not a Jagabat. Desiree Emmanuel, no. These are ringsiders, loyal people. Barbara McDonald, not a Jagabat. Definitely Chanel Smith-Daniels is not a Jagabat. Audrey Tom, no way, Jose. No way. Nicolia, not so. Paulette Hawk, Kippins, Ibon Rami, Nicolia, no way. Jose. Yasmin Henry, not so. Alfred, Wyston, ringsided to the core. But folks, let us turn our attention to the Jagabats. And for the last few days, the puppet presidency has been on full display. You've been witnessing it. You've been listening to it. You've been seeing it. The puppet presidency on full display. Of course, folks, you know that Ali has gone to the UN. My God, and what a show. What a show it has been. Folks, I want to see those emojis. I want to see those emojis. I want to see those shares. What a show it has been. High billings. Lots of viewership. The puppet presidency on the international stage. And ladies and gentlemen, one comment we saw on social media summed up what today was. We thought yesterday was bad. But one comment, don't tell nobody. One comment we saw on social media summed it up. We want to see the emojis and we want to see the shares. Some of y'all like too much of freeness. One comment summed up the whole thing. A single comment. Ali goes to the UN. Look, we boys on the world stage. Look, we boys them on full display. One comment on social media. Oh boy, you see, my producers put up comments that I cannot repeat. I didn't realize this was the comment. But I think the comment suffices. I don't know about you, but I think the comment suffices. So the folks were on the world stage. And the producers told us this one comment here summed up the whole day of Ali. If not the whole few days they have been there at the UN. One single comment. We want to see those shares. Folks. We got to see those shares. Summing it up. Sometimes it's a little line, It stitched the whole thing together. It's a little phrase. It's a little theme. And this might have been it. So what transpired today at the UN? As you know, the 76th General Assembly is meeting there in New York. And Guyanese in the diaspora did not fail. And so they turned out. Scores of Guyanese turned out to protest. Not only the installed regime's presence there, but protest them going to Ghana. Jaguar is going to Ghana. Yep, going to Ghana. The man just come back from Suriname. He led a high-level delegation equal to a state visit. Folks, y'all sharing this live stream? Equal to a state visit. Well, members of the diaspora turned out to protest that and to protest their presence. So he just come back from Suriname with a delegation. He is shadowing Ali now to the UN. Bizarre puppet presidency. Or some people say puppet presidents. And now he's heading off to Ghana shortly. I know what is going to happen thereafter. You know what is going to happen? Oh, Ali's going to be home alone. Home alone. In all my life, I've never seen anything like this. In all my life and my years, I have never seen anything like this. And this is part of the reasons Guyanese can't take it. Guyanese in the diaspora cannot take it, ladies and gentlemen. Imagine how we at home here feel. And that is why they were outside the Ghanaian embassy in Midtown Manhattan protesting and saying to Nana Akufo-Addo, the president of Ghana, watch who coming by y'all. Watch who coming by y'all. Just come back from Suriname, tracing Ali to the UN, and then he's jetting off to Ghana on a state visit. Bharat Jagdeo. That being said, ladies and gentlemen, that being said, it was fascinating. It was fascinating, ladies and gentlemen, around the world to see what is taking place at the UN with these Jagabats, with these Nakavakamites, with these trenches. It was fascinating to see what is happening there at the UN. Look, one of the things that's happening. One of the things that happen now, we see Irfan getting breathing space. Irfan is not getting breathing space. Irfan getting no breathing space. As a matter of fact, some insiders close to Mia says that Mia wondering if she being traced. Every two-turn Mia make, they want a photograph with Mia. Every two-turn, Mia can't breathe. Irfan can't breathe. This is about the 5,694 photograph at this UN general meeting. It's about the 5,000 photograph. Right? But notice the button up now. Everybody button up. But it's still going after a series of photographs with Mia. And again, insiders close to Mia have been saying, Mia wondering if she's being trailed or traced. And we understand why they're doing what they're doing, because Mia is a strong leader in the region. And so there is political capital being gained for cozying up to Mia. Right? There's political capital to be gained. But strangely enough, ladies and gentlemen, strangely enough, checks that have been made to Mia's Facebook accounts. Now, if you check, obviously, the president locally, Jagdeo Facebook page, PP Facebook page, Mia all over. But when you check Mia's social media accounts, they are nowhere to be seen. So why are they so excited to be photographed with Mia? That's a good question to ask ourselves. And why isn't Mia reciprocating? As a matter of fact, when you check Mia's Facebook page, all of our photographs about the UN got nothing to do with them. There's a photograph in which she says, watching and listening to His Excellency, not Irfan Ali, Nana Akufo-Addo, President of Ghana. That's the photograph she published. She ain't got time with them. Next photograph she published at the UN, watching and listening. She's in a bilateral meeting with Her Excellency from Bangladesh, right? Prime Minister Hasina from the Republic of Bangladesh, not Irfan Ali. And then she published another photograph. She's in bilateral meetings with Denmark, with the Foreign Minister of Denmark, Dr. Walcott, not with Irfan Ali. So while they are running behind Mia, Mia got time with them. Mia got no time with these Jagabats. But folks, look what else happening here. I tell you, Jagdeo tracing Irfan and getting no breathing room. Jagdeo just there. Like white and rice, like butter and bread, like salt and saltfish, like a stamp on it. He just there, like a bad pimple, like a wart. He ain't going away. Folks, y'all sharing this live stream. Y'all are sharing this live stream, and criticisms are being raised. We're in a crisis nationally with COVID-19. Why both Jagdeo and Irfan out of the jurisdiction? Protests across the country. Why Irfan and Jagdeo out of the country? Why is that? Presidents and foreign ministers have sent statements to the UN, video statements. Why they got to be there in person? And we're being made to understand that part of this jostling of Irfan Ali by Jagdeo is because he doesn't want Irfan getting the stage to promote himself. People got to see he all the time. Why is that? Why interest him back? Maybe y'all know more than us. What is this madness that we're seeing on the world stage? We have never seen anything like this. Besides Russia, of course, with Putin and Medvedev. Putin and Medvedev. This is our own Putin and Medvedev. Who we have here. Who we have here. Folks, we come into the speech. Hold on. We come into the speech. Y'all share the live stream. We coming down to select portions of the speech. The big speech. Remember we told you guys, after yesterday's performance, he had to hit it out of the park. You need something, the yes we can. The Obama speech, the yes we can speech. Every speech from Obama is be a powerhouse. Irfan needed to pull something like that out of his back pocket. Or in front pocket. If your hands could fit inside, or if anything could fit in his pockets. Period. So we note the bodyguard status of Jagdeo. He ain't giving the man a chance to breathe. He just there. He like the white on, he like the black on the Irfan gray hair. He just there. Inseparable. So we noted that. And we noted aspects, as I said, of Irfan's presentation. And one of the significant things is this whole frontal assault of the U.S. policy on vaccination. And as you know, the U.S. has said they have issued a regime of COVID-19 vaccines that are acceptable for persons who are traveling to the United States. And of course, Sputnik V is not on that list. And you know, Sputnik V has been the vaccine that these jagabats have purchased the most of. These jagabats have, my subject and my verb must agree. The jagabats, plural, have plural verb. That is the vaccine they purchased the most of. From who? Sheikh Dalmood Al Maktoum. Remember the Sheikh? The shady Sheikh? Who buying it from the Russians for $12, selling we for $24, and made over 600 million US profit? That's the vaccine. Americans said, don't come here with that. If you took Sputnik V, for instance, take a couple of weeks, and then take one of the ones that we have approved on our regime. So Irfan wailed into the Americans. Irfan not having it. But folks, you don't know when first bell ring. Is when second bell ring. We just there. And so, as you know by now, and we're going to show you, folks, share the live stream. We're going to show you part of his presentation. It was a whole set of mispronounced words. A litany. A catalog of mispronounced words. I don't know how this man get a PhD. I put an asterisk over the PhD. He started out at IFLOT with a first degree from a university, a business school that was never registered, never accredited. Now he got a big PhD. Right? When I was undergraduate reading law, a law professor told us I got two kinds of students in this world. Two kinds of students. The students who say, oh, this is the school I went to. And the other kind of student, when you hear them, you ask, which school this person went to? Well, after hearing Irfan today, a lot of people got some questions. And so it was a litany of mispronounced words in that presentation, where should we coming to? And after all of that, it was like Irfan was begging for help. It was like he was begging for help. The man went and stand up by a big sign. Irfan went and stand up by a big sign. He's begging for help. People, he needs an intervention. He says, reopen school ASAP. I need to go back. I need to learn how to pronounce words. He was visiting this place as a portion of the General Assembly there at the UN. They have an installation So the install went by the installation. The install went by the installation. Right? And this is the no time to lose. It's like the man begging for help, begging for intervention. According to UNICEF, school children worldwide have lost 1.8 trillion hours and counting of in-person learning due to COVID-19 lockdowns. And UNICEF has a campaign aimed at highlighting the right to go to school. Yes, everyone must go. Let everyone go. You need some phonics and some things. Right? The right to go to school and learn is central to every child's development. Yes, everyone makes a big portion of his life. Right? A child's development is important to a child's development, safety, and well-being. And according to the notation, it stated that too many countries' classrooms remain closed while social gatherings continue to take place in restaurants and salons. Restaurants and salons. Right? So it's a plea for help, people. It is a plea for help, and we got to help everyone. Folks, y'all are sharing the live stream. We shame out, we shame. With the emojis, I ain't seen emojis. We seen emojis. We shame out, we shame. Folks, that being said, I want to give you a sense of the presentation. The presentation. Folks, y'all strapped in? Ringsiders, y'all are strapped in. Trenches, y'all are strapped in. Y'all are strapped in, and I'm reminding y'all, coming up, we have MP Juretha Fernandes going to be joining us, and coming up, we have MP also Miss Walton-Desir, who's going to be joining us. Amanza Walton-Desir is going to be joining us as part of the discussion. Folks, get your popcorn and cokes, because Irfan about to speak. Get your popcorns and your cokes. Because the man is about to speechify. Speechify mentalism. He's about to speak. Right? So tell people next to you, don't disturb me right now. Don't disturb me right now. Whoever you be, not disturb me. Don't disturb me. Here's your fun. Y'all ready? Share the... I want people to see who we got to deal with here. I want people to see the jagabats that we got to deal with here. Take a sip on your cokes. Eat a little popcorn. Ladies and gentlemen, here from Ali, installed president of the Cooperative Oil Producing Republic of Guyana.
I wish to record Guyana's appreciation to the outgoing president, Walton-Desir, who was tasked with navigating the assembly during one of the most challenging years in modern history. Mr. President, the peoples of our planet are living under a cloud of uncertainty, and looming large behind is climate change, growing every day in its capacity to inflict even greater destruction and rumination than the coronavirus, undergirded by nationalism and which remains the prevailing force. Then the experience of the last 2 years should be a salutary lesson. The world will not progress without greed, without war, and without freedom. Widening fiscal deficits, mounting debt, reduced fiscal space. But such recovery will be painfully elongated and slow unless there is international support in the form of debt rescheduling. Innovative and creative ways have to be devised by which the world must act to avert the catastrophe that climate change so plainly portends. Mr. President, Guyana look towards a post-pandemic era. Draw attention to the continued overt threats to Guyana's territorial integrity and sovereignty by the Bolivarian Republic of Venezuela. Tending internal factions in Venezuela renewed a baseless claim to 2/3 of Guyana's territory. Guyana cannot be used as an altar of sacrifice. I wish to record Guyana's appreciation to the outgoing president, Walton-Desir, who was tasked with navigating the assembly during one of the most challenging years in modern history. Uh, Mr. President, the peoples of our planet are living under a cloud of uncertainty, and looming large behind is climate change, growing every day in its capacity to inflict even greater destruction and rumination than the coronavirus, undergirded by nationalism and which remains the prevailing force. Then the experience of the last 2 years should be a salutary lesson. The world will not progress without greed, without war, and without freedom. Widening fiscal deficits, mounting debt, reduced fiscal space. But such recovery will be painfully elongated and slow unless there is international support in the form of debt rescheduling. Innovative and creative ways have to be devised by which the world must act to avert the catastrophe that climate change so plainly portends. Mr. President, Guyana look towards a post-pandemic era. Draw attention to the continued overt threats to Guyana's territorial integrity and sovereignty by the Bolivarian Republic of Venezuela. Tending internal factions in Venezuela renewed a baseless claim to 2/3 of Guyana's territory. Guyana cannot be used as an altar of sacrifice. I wish to record Guyana's appreciation to the outgoing
Folks,
president.
folks, I told y'all, brace yourselves. Don't say I didn't warn y'all to brace yourselves. I said it. I said brace yourself. And if you got people from other countries next to you, you gotta apologize. So this is not what we best. We better than this. We better than this. I hope y'all apologize to them. Don't let them think this is who we be. Right? That being said, in that photograph that I show with Mia and them, with them following Mia, right? They posted that photograph on the PPP page, and they said that Mia commended Irfan for his presentation, for representing. Chronicle said Mia congratulated Irfan for his powerful delivery. Mia congratulated Irfan on his powerful delivery. Powerful delivery. Folks. Y'all brace yourselves there. I hope y'all were braced. I hope y'all were well braced. I hope y'all brace yourselves. Folks, time for the main event. Our guests are backstage. I am privileged to be joined by MPs Juretha Fernandes. She is the Shadow Minister for Finance, and she's also a member of the Public Accounts Committee. I'm tripping over myself. I getting a little bit like these people, like alignment too close. And I'm also privileged to have the Shadow Minister for Foreign Affairs. I have with me the one and only Amanza Walton-Desir. Ladies, welcome this evening. I have Juretha up first, and then I think I have Amanza with us. Good night. And she's also
good evening.
Member of the Public Accounts Committee. I'm tripping over myself. I getting a little bit like these people, like alignment too close. I think I've solved that problem. A very good night, folks. Well, I don't know. I don't know. How are you guys doing?
We're okay, but I think based on the topic tonight, I'm not too sure how Amanza is doing, but not too proud, Sharon. Not too proud at all.
Yeah. Churchill would have said this wasn't our finest hour. Amanza?
It certainly was not. It certainly was not our finest hour. And I had to do some apologizing. I got called from throughout the CARICOM, throughout the Caribbean, saying, hey, we're used to a certain level of scholarship from Guyana, and that has been patently absent. But,
unfortunately. So, folks, let's get right into it. lots of this statement, that is how the president of the General Assembly characterized it, as a statement that was issued by Irfan Ali. Lots of portions of this statement seemed divorced from reality, at least what is happening at home here on the ground. And I want to get your reaction to a first portion of it.
Yet, what they see are not nations united. They see nations divided. Secretary General Antonio Guterres described our situation well when he said, and I quote, "The pandemic has demonstrated our collective failure to come together and make joint decisions for the common good, even in the face of immediate, life-threatening global emergency." End of quote.
I was struck by this, ladies, because here is Irfan on the international stage talking about world leaders not even being able to come together in a pandemic for a common good. And this is the fella who don't want to meet with the leader of the opposition on COVID, on constitutional issues, for instance, like the substantive appointment of the Chancellor and Chief Justice. This same fella here.
I think Sherry, we spoke about this several times, and I think we as a nation we can all agree that the PP has perfected the art of saying the right things and doing something completely opposite to what they say. And this is that was a typical example of that. Irfan Ali going to the UN and giving this speech and saying what he perceived to be the right thing, and then back home here we are experiencing something completely different. We're experiencing a country that is divided. We're experiencing the PPP at the helm of governance in this country, and they have not made one single effort to present any form of unity within this country. So again, we have a contrast when it comes to what is being said and what is being done. And this is something I think at this point in time, Guyanese see it as a joke whenever any member of government, especially the president, goes forward and makes such statements, because we know it not to be the reality, and no one takes him serious when he utters those words.
Shadow Minister for Foreign Affairs.
I think today, besides the blunder in delivery, was hypocrisy in motion. I think if one were to listen to the content of the speech, what we will see is that everything that Irfan Ali has exhorted the UN to do, he is doing the complete opposite home here in Guyana. And as Juretha correctly said,
some of that. We are going to examine some of them.
Absolutely, they have perfected the art of saying the right things on the international stage, and then coming back home to Guyana and wreaking havoc on the people of Guyana. And I think, what I'll be doing over the course of the next few days is taking his speech apart, exhortation by exhortation. All he has encouraged the UN to do that they're not doing, we will examine and present the evidence of the fact that he is not doing that home here, and that he is nothing more than a hypocrite. And it is abhorrent to me that in the age of social media and in the information, the president believes that he can go and pontificate on the international stage and then come home and not be held to account for what he has said. But no, that is not going to be the case.
Fantastic. Now, this is Irfan exhorting on world markets and the world economy. And it seems to me as though he's making an excuse for what is happening home here. Take a listen to this, and I want to get your reactions on the other side.
Development gains have been reversed. Poverty has expanded, and inequality has widened. Widening fiscal deficits, mounting debt, reduced fiscal space, and external financial flows have imperiled the capacity of developing countries to attain the Sustainable Development Goals.
Now, these are folks, it's something that he's making an excuse for the failing economy. But these are the folks who just a few months ago, well into the pandemic, thought that they could work wonders, and they promised us what? Economic dynamism and resilience. But it sounds to me here as though he's making an excuse. Juretha.
Well, he did say mountain debt, and I mean that one caught my attention pretty much because that's my field, and what we all would remember is that the PPP they are geniuses at mountain debt, with or without a pandemic. The PPP mount debt. We had them come into the National Assembly and raising both the internal and external debt ceiling. And I told people, like, since Guyana, the first year the PPP has been in office, rather, um the oil production, we have acquired less than $100 billion in oil wealth thus far, but yet the PPP has managed to
We
rack
ain't
up
feeling it. We ain't feeling it.
over $200 billion they have borrowed thus far since they have took office. So whilst we only got um they're about $100 million from oil resources, the PPP has borrowed double that. So a lot of
Wow.
times and they talk about look, we're doing this and we're doing that, but we're not touching the oil money, but they are borrowing and they're spending more than we're actually receiving. I mean, Air Finale, I believe, has no credibility to speak on certain matters, and that's one of the biggest things that was very evident today during his presentation at the UN. I know that he went out there, and one of the things that Guyanese should be quickly to call him out on is the fact that he was speaking to the US about their policy as it regards the Sputnik V vaccine, and the fact that we have thousands of Guyanese took the Sputnik V vaccine. Mind you, thousands of Guyanese still awaiting the second dose of this very
Yeah.
vaccine yet
Yeah.
to get it. But for Air Finale to go now and say they took a I wouldn't even say a chance, but what we would remember is that the PPP is basically a transactional administration. They do everything based on business deals, and
Yeah.
that is the reason they
With
got
shady
into
characters. With shady
with
characters.
correct with the Sputnik vaccine in the first place. They got into a deal with the Sputnik vaccine, and they did not care to wait to see if the WHO would have approved this
Yeah.
vaccine. So I think the head of state had some nerve to go and now basically trying to demand that the US actually allow persons with Sputnik V to actually be allowed to travel when the vaccine is
Yeah.
yet to be approved by the
Yeah.
WHO. There was a lot more of I think the transactional nature of the PPP had just gone full page today with
Yeah.
everything that was said. I mean,
Yeah.
Sherrod, for all that, all the speeches made by heads of state and so forth, one of the things that was very much lacking is any head of state going up and say, well, we support Guyana and Venezuela settling their border
Yeah.
dispute port and so forth. So
Yeah.
it begs the question, I know, man, this is your field of what is the Minister of Foreign Affairs doing? Why
Yeah.
could not have just one head of state actually making
Yeah.
mention of such an important thing? But again, Sherrod, you would know that the PPP had tied up so much with Pompeo and that administration that they went out and they made the most egregious of foreign policy deals. Their foreign policy also was transactional for foreign policy.
Yeah.
We had the whole issue with China and Taiwan. We had relationships that this country and previous presidents in this country had held dear and never broke away from, regardless of whether they were with the PPP or with the PNC. And we
Yeah.
saw the Ali administration going and just making a mess of all of those. We had the situation with, we had so many different things to talk about with the
Yeah.
PPP.
Yeah.
And so it is surprising that
Yeah.
we cannot see support coming to Guyana at the time that we needed most, because the PPP they were not looking far ahead, and they always look to make every deal and every policy based
Yeah.
on back deal, because this is the type of administration we have, and they lack all levels of diplomacy. So when we were there, I can be honest with you, I can tell you that I was hoping for something a little better today, because this man is representing the country, and
unfortunately,
it was not pleasing, to say the least. It was sad. It's a very sad situation.
Manzi, just before you jump in, I want to encourage our viewers to share the live stream. We want to see those emojis. Share the live stream. And we're learning as well that the first dose of AstraZeneca, there are no first dose of AstraZeneca currently locally. Amanza, I want to circle back to what was said there by Irfan Ali about this vaccine, because it seems as though his first outing at the UN in this manner, he's going to punch the US in their face, because it's the US who said that they have this new regime of vaccines, and if the vaccine you took is not here, then you got to wait, take the vaccine, and then come again. It seems to me, Amanza, that do so not like so, because the Irfan Ali government mandating people to take the vaccine, or they're locking you out. The US simply mandating you to take their regime of vaccines, or they're locking you out. But do so not like so. Here is Irfan on the world stage on that issue, and then I want to get your take, Amanza.
I know I speak on behalf of many leaders when I say that we must not now hurt our efforts at ending this polarization of access to vaccines by implementing measures that divide us and curtail our movement based on the type of vaccines our people took.
Hypocrite, Amanza.
So, Sharon, it is to be recalled that when the issue of how the Sputnik V vaccines were procured, when that issue came to light, that we in the parliamentary opposition raised red flags about it. We cautioned then that these vaccines are not WHO approved, because that is what we were told by Frank Anthony in the National Assembly. And we warned of the dangers of administering an unapproved vaccine, one, by the WHO, because remember, it was approved by some local regimen that we put together here. And secondly, we were concerned about the fact that it was procured through a middleman. Now, fast forward months later, but let me go back. At that time, the opposition was viewed as promoting vaccine hesitancy, etc. But this is what we saw. This is what we were able to foresee, and to be warning the government about it. You need to operate in a far more prudent manner. Yep. And the chickens have sadly come home to roost. You know, I will make this point. I recall when Barra Jagdeo was saying to Guyanese that if we didn't invest in the sugar Skeldon, the factory at Skeldon, that sugar would be dead, and this was the only thing that would revitalize it and resuscitate it, etc. How is that going for us?
Yeah.
And because we continue to be so politically polarized and ethnically polarized that we cannot, for the life of us, hold any government, whether it be the APNUFC or the PPPC, accountable for what is in the best interest of Guyanese. So a decade later, Guyanese are saddled with repaying for a factory that has not worked one day. But Jagdeo leveraged what he had with his supporters to say, look, y'all, believe me, and this is what we need to do. And we can see that he has manifestly failed to deliver. But he keeps doing it over and over and over again. Oh, we procured Sputnik V because of X, Y, Z. And we recall the horror that we went through for a few months, and we were called all kinds of names, anti-vaxxers. Now here we are.
Yeah.
This is what we were warning against.
Locked out.
And so you cannot be hypocritical to say that, okay, you shouldn't restrict our people of the type of vaccines that they took. Now, Frank Anthony is pretending not to understand the CDC's guidance. And this is where again, as Guyanese, this has nothing with PPP, PNCFC. It is about the health of our nation. It is important that both sides of the political divide come together to tackle this issue of COVID and beating this pandemic. It is the only way that we are going to win. And so I sat with I was alarmed to hear your finale calling out other national leaders
Hypocrite!
for
Hypocrite!
not getting together.
Yep.
We have written no less than 7 times from the parliamentary opposition begging to be
Yeah.
included on the national task
Yeah.
force. You know what Frank Anthony said to us in the National Assembly? Oh, y'all got a chap man, the Regional 4 chairman. You remember that,
Yeah.
guys?
Yeah.
You have Regional 4 chairman. He from the PNC, so he will suffice. That is the hubris and the arrogance and just the utter
Yeah.
contempt with
Yeah.
which the PPPC operates locally. So no, they do not get to go on the international stage and pretend to be the champions of anything when they're the most corrupt, repressive
Yeah.
regime that
Yeah.
Guyana has ever been cursed with.
Yeah. And talking about pretending to be champions. Now, here is Ali talking about their stewardship on the environment, and two components are missing. I'm gonna pick your brains on that after the insert. Here's them on their stewardship on the
To
environment.
contribute meaningfully to reducing global emissions and to the decarbonization of the world's economy, even though our country is now an oil and gas producer. Apart from containing the CO2 emissions connected to the industry, we continue to pursue a path of developing energy from sustainable sources.
But Alien tell the UN about the mangroves that they're destroying. Ian tell the UN about the flaring that they're allowing Exxon to do way and above what they're supposed to be doing there. Hypocrite!
You know how it's pathetic. You will recall that we brought a motion in the National Assembly asking for the issue of flaring to be debated and to be examined. And the Speaker, true to form, denied it as not something that is
Yeah.
urgent. I saw in the newspaper a few days ago, weeks ago, with much trepidation, that the head of the EPA was boasting that we have collected how much money for flaring.
Yeah.
He fails to understand that the aim
And
of
fails bigly.
environmental protection is to do just that, protect the environment, not to allow the destruction of the environment in a manner that can't be rectified. And so for you to be boasting that you're collecting money for pollution is
Yeah.
we are in trouble.
It's
We are in trouble. We are in trouble. And you know what? They will continue to do this unless Guyanese unite and hold them accountable. I want to say to our Guyanese people, there is nothing wrong with disagreeing with your administration. They are there to ensure a better life for Guyanese. And it is your duty to speak up because I keep saying, Sharon, when they both gonna fall, the rich, the elite will simply pick up their children, pack up their belongings, and go. And it is the poor and the working class that will have to stay here and suffer.
Yeah. 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 Folks, I hope you all sharing the live stream. And we want to
But
see those emojis. Jurita.
yeah, man. So when Amanza was speaking about the fact that they're boasting about the money that they've been collecting for flaring, it made me remember that at the level of Parliament also, when we brought up the matter of them cutting down the mangroves, they were bold enough to say, well, you know what, you're talking about creating jobs all the time. This is a way of us creating jobs. This is the audacity of the PPP. And the whole reason that Irfan Ali even brought up the whole matter today is because I'm pretty sure that moving forward at the next international meeting that is coming up, when we're talking about climate change and so forth, they're going to be expecting to get carbon credits for Guyana, more money based on based on us having so much forest, and we know the whole history of the low carbon development strategy paper and so forth. And again, Irfan Ali is there, Bar Jagdeo sitting next to him and coaching him well as to expect carbon credits. And I don't know if they expect that international leaders to be blind as to what is actually going on here. I don't know if they believe the international leaders are not looking to see that we're flaring, that we're cutting down our mangroves, and that we're doing everything that goes against caring for the environment. So how then do we go and expect to be reaping the benefits of carbon credits and so forth? But Sherrod, I can tell you that I believe at this point in time that whenever Irfan Ali makes an appearance, he's not taken seriously because the international community sees him as this puppet president, and every head of state would know that they cannot pick up the phone and make a direct call to him and actually have a conversation and have any definitive results from that conversation, because it have to go through other persons, and that alone weakens his position and the position of Guyana altogether at an international level, because now the respect given to a head of state would not be bestowed upon our president, and that is a very sad situation, because we are in the opposition. We are tasked with keeping the government in check and all of that, but when it comes to matters of foreign policy, I know that we have been there, and we have lent support, especially when it comes to things like the Venezuela issue and so forth. And now we are here, and we have to hope and pray that we are not pushed into a deeper hole than we're already in when it comes to this administration and their poor diplomacy or lack thereof in managing our country at an international level.
Well, Venezuela did come up. Greg had Manza.
No, I think segueing off of what Juretha said, we are already in the hole. We just do not know it. Because I understand that Bar Jagdeo has been signing away our carbon credits already. And so when it does come to light,
Yeah.
Guyanese will realize
Yeah.
that our environment, the
Yeah.
health of our environment, has been traded for men who simply only care about making themselves rich. And
Yeah.
I want to say it does not matter to them how much their
Yeah.
supporters come out. And it's amusing to me sometimes when you look in the comments, oh, they're talking about the SOPs and elections. Please,
They're still stuck
democracy
there.
is a process.
There's a different fight
Democracy is a
altogether.
process. It's not a one-time event called elections.
Yeah.
And so the fact that you have to revert to that says a lot. Now,
Yeah.
Irfan Ali talks about, a government has to inspire hope. What has Irfan Ali done since he became president, or since he was installed as president, to inspire hope in all Guyanese? They have
Well,
done
I'm coming to that.
everything manifestly
Yeah.
contrary.
I'm coming to that as I pick your brain on two more issues. MP Fernandes brought up Venezuela, and it came up as part of the content of his statement. And I want to get your reaction to some of what he said as concerns Venezuela. Take a listen.
Guyana cannot be used as an altar of sacrifice for the settlement of Venezuela's internal political differences. While my government welcomes effort to bring about domestic harmony within Venezuela, agreements that defy international law and processes can be no basis for mediating such harmony.
He welcomes the internal harmony in Venezuela. He want internal harmony in your own country?
Again, the hypocrisy of it. But what has happened is that because of their failure to properly monitor what is going on internationally, Venezuela, through the auspices, I think, of the Mexican government, the opposition and Maduro in Venezuela were able to craft a way forward.
Yeah.
And so snuck into
Finding common ground,
one of the
having differences,
one
but
of
finding
the three things that we are rallying around is the fact that they believe that Essequibo belongs to them. Never mind it's with the international court. It doesn't matter. And so, because they have failed to properly monitor, because they only pay attention to things that are transactionally beneficial to them.
Yeah.
And so that uh, agreement was able to proceed because we were not paying attention as a
Yep.
government. There's no
Yeah.
if or but about
Yeah.
it. Now, the other thing is the PPP is now in a dilemma because the PPP must understand that Venezuelans from all walks of life, from the time that they can read,
Nursery.
are taught that when they draw the map, they draw the Essequibo. And so this influx of Venezuelans across our border and the encouragement by the PPP for them to settle in the Essequibo and giving them birth certificates because they wish to pad the voters list with them will result in Guyanese being outnumbered in their own country
Yeah.
by
Yeah.
people who believe that the wealthiest portion of our country, in terms of the natural resources and so on, belongs to them. The other
Yeah.
difficulty that Jack Dio is having is because of his transactional nature. Again, he had given certain undertakings to Maduro, if you
Yeah.
recall.
Yeah.
And so now that he is back in the seat of power,
Here's where we are.
they're
Here's
pushing for
where.
dialogue.
Yeah.
And so this is what happens when you do not have a defined national interest.
Mhm.
Because had Jack Dio had he had a defined national interest, there was no way there would have been even talks about a passage through to the Atlantic for Venezuela via
Yeah.
the Essequibo. Neither would there have been actions taken like allowing Suriname to register our folk that wish to operate in the quarantine.
Yeah.
And so you know what is going to happen unless people begin to listen to what we are saying, think for themselves, and I'm talking specifically to the PPPC supporters, is that you are going to end up difficult de demerara unless we intelligently manage our foreign policy and we hold this government accountable. Because, like I said before, they will pick up their baggage and go, and you'll be
Yeah.
left here to deal with it.
Folks, we just passed program time, but stay with us. We are watching the curtains on issues closer to home. This is what Ali said on the world stage. And again, it's just another issue that seemed very divorced from reality.
We continue to build a nation that draws on all aspects of its cultural roots to establish citizens who enjoy equal opportunity in all aspects of our society. A nation that is secure in itself and strong in its outlook.
I don't even know what to do with her. I don't even know what to do with it. Honest to God. Equal opportunity? Really and truly? MPs?
It's a joke. It's a joke, Sherrod. We see it as nothing
Painful. It's
more or
painful.
nothing less than a joke.
Equal opportunities for all?
You
Really?
know, the PPP, they believe that they can get away with these things, and I think that is a mistake that they are making. And they believe that they're in the seat of power, and so they can do whatever it is that
Manzi
they
would say
so
the fundamental mistake.
yes. But they keep doing the same thing over and over. I tell people that the PvP is transactional. The PvP they have a hustle mentality.
Yeah.
They care not about diplomacy. They care not about governance to benefit the masses in Guyana. And this is the truth. Every move that they make, every presentation that is made, everything that they do, you can just look at the blueprint that they're presenting to us Guyanese, and we will see the path that they're leading us down. And today was just an example of that. But I do believe as Guyanese, especially the supporters of the PvP, they are the ones that should be taking this speech and dissecting it and actually holding the PPP accountable and the
Yeah.
leader of
Yeah.
the state
Yeah.
accountable for everything that was said. And I believe that that is something that's the type of maturity that we need to move to as a people. And I mean, we're a long way off. I know, man says,
You hear the chuckle there?
you know how far we are from that. But I do know that as old people would say, long time done, short time comes. So
Yeah.
I just hope the time is shorter so that we don't have to endure much more of what is going on right about now, because this nation is being plunged into
And
devastation.
it can't take more. It can't
It
take more.
can't. It can't be.
It
I
can't take
think
more.
Guyanese, we've all gotten to that breaking point, and
Yeah.
something needs to be done, and it needs to be done fast, because
Yeah.
persons we cannot deal with that. We have policies being formulated by the people that only benefit the rich and wealthy,
Yeah.
and that's the way in which they intend to go forward. Budget after budget, the same thing. We cannot go forward like this as a nation, and
Yeah.
we hold absolutely nothing. I think I speak on behalf of all Guyanese when I say, well, the majority of Guyanese. I would further say I speak on behalf of right-thinking Guyanese,
Yeah.
analytical minds in this country, that everything that was said by Irfan Ali as it regards unity and equality and those things it's pure garbage, considering what is being done at
Hypocrites.
home. We don't
Amanza,
value those for the actions moving forward.
Amanza and Juretha, finally this evening, Irfan's word, one of the words today was catastrophe. Catastrophe. Now, every right-thinking Guyanese, as Juretha said, thought that what transpired with them on the world stage was a catastrophe. But this was Irfan's summation. Finally, this was Irfan's summation.
What is evident is that the profile of Guyana has risen tremendously. There is a great interest from private entities, major CEOs, and other countries in what is happening in Guyana.
Don't rush in there. Take your time.
Amanza,
Our profile has gone up. Stage.
Jers, you want to go? You want to take it, Jers? Take it. For God's
Our
sake,
profile,
take it.
our profile gone up.
Sherrod, as a country, and I was speaking. I'll say this. I know we're in closing time and all of that. I had the opportunity to speak to a supporter of the PVP today, and the person was saying, what is the issue? Oh my God, the man just make one mistake and whatever. So, so I had the opportunity to ask, because I'm not going to go down the shout down road and have those big views or conversations. So my question was, what policy do you support? All of them, I said, no, what specific policy do you support? And that question, when you ask a supporter of the PVP, is something that they can't respond to with any definitive answer, because in Guyana, and I put it over like this to Guyanese, the majority of Guyanese are poor people living paycheck to paycheck. And because of that, I don't think that there's anybody in this country that does not have a family member, a relative, or a friend that is poor and living paycheck to paycheck. And the PPP, since in office and even prior to 2015, does not create policy that benefit anybody that is poor in this country. And those are the things that you have to recognize. When Irfan spoke just now, and he's speaking about the interests with persons coming together, that has absolutely nothing to do with the PPP administration. Yes, we are an oil producing country right now, and because of that, we're going to be having interest from certain countries, from certain business enterprise internationally, and that is expected whether or not Irfan Ali was there or whoever was there. What Irfan Ali should be speaking about, and what he cannot speak about, is the advancement and the upliftment of economic power among Guyanese, because it does not exist. And that is the real things that we're talking about.
Equal opportunity for all doesn't exist.
That crap that they shout to us about all who's interested in coming to Guyana, that is just be here to take
has lifted
away from us, that not one bit of economic power is going to ripple down to us through their trickle down economic policies that they want, we are not interested in that. We are interested in what Guyanese, real Guyanese, the people that born, bred, the people that give their sweat and blood to build this country is going to benefit. And until we see that, we don't want to hear about all these little niceties that that Air Valley has to speak about.
Our profile has lifted.
Yeah, look, Sharon, I know we're close to program time, but I don't want us to lose the opportunity to zero in on a favorite tool that the PPPC uses in their propaganda. In his comment yesterday on the commemoration of the Durban Declaration, he was at pains to point out that Guyanese and Guyana can be a shining example of persons and of a nation that celebrates its strong religious and cultural ties. And they use that as window dressing to promote to the world that we are somehow a unified nation when nothing can be further from the truth. And it is time Guyanese stop accepting that hogwash and understand that the religious and the cultural ties that bind us are outweighed by the economic victimization that the PPPC practices every day against the poor and the working class. Case in point, big relief was passed for importers of goods. We were at the market 2 weeks ago. Myself, yourself, and Juretha, we were with a team that was doing a walk around. And the price of onion still has not dropped to the pre-pandemic price, notwithstanding that the government has given to the business community, their friends at the private sector, massive tax breaks to bring shipping costs back to pre-pandemic. So Juretha is absolutely correct. The trickle-down economics will never work. It does not work. And Guyanese are at a crossroad. We have to decide that as a people, we are going to mature in our politics, demand more of our political representatives, so that we can bequeath a Guyana to our children. And I want to say to our young people, you have got to start becoming actively interested in politics and in the issues. Because when your parents who may be radicalized in a particular view would have left and departed this earthly plane, it is you that will have to live here. And so the young people who are far smarter and so much more capable than we probably were at their age, I continue to be amazed as the mother of 2 teenage sons, how just far more advanced they are. When we were their age comparatively. And so they have the ability to dissect and to interrogate and to make informed decisions. Deciding along racial and ethnic lines will get Guyana absolutely nowhere.
Very well.
Nowhere. And so we have as a people to put our shoulders to the wheel. Like I said yesterday, and I said again tonight, not a buying coming to save we. We have to save ourselves.
We are the change we've been looking for. Folks, unfortunately, that's our time for this evening. MP Juretha Fernandes, MP Amanza Walton-Desir, we could not do this program without you. Thank you for the depth and breadth of your insights on these many issues. Thank you very much for spending this time in the ring.
Thank you for having us, Sharon.
Thank you for having us, Sharon. Y'all stay well.
Awesome.
See you soon.
And there you have it, folks. There you have it. There you have it. Madness on the world stage. Purgatory. Confusion powder. Confusion powder. And as Amanza Walton-Desir said, not a buy and coming for safety. We got to fight. We got to fight. Not a buy and coming for safety. You understand me? We are the change that we've been looking for. And I want to thank you guys for spending this time with us. I'm going to stick around a little bit and give a shout out to some of you folks who have spent this time with us. It's really good to see all of you here with us still. Apologies for going a little over program time, a lot over program time, but apologies nonetheless. Great to see you guys. As a matter of housekeeping, guys, we want to encourage you to still. We have some commitments at our end, and that is why we encourage you guys to come on board and to partner with us, folks. This is the work we want to be doing, dismantling the PPP misinformation, dismantling their ideologies, going into their camp and taking territory from them. And so we want to welcome you on board. We want to invite you to come on board and partner with us for as little as $5 a month, 10, 15, 20. Help us to do what we're doing in an even better way, in an even grander way, in a bigly way, folks. We have the Cash App platform available. It's the $ in the ring 592. That's our Cash App handle. In the ring 592, it's the $ in the ring 592. That's our Cash App handle. At PayPal, it's the same thing, in the ring 592 at gmail.com. In the ring 592 at gmail.com. That's our PayPal email address. And by now you should know our MMG number is 627-6963, 627-6963. Any queries you have, any guidance you need, WhatsApp us on that number as well. We're available on MoneyGram. We're available at Western Union as well. And you can WhatsApp us at that MMG number. We can give you some more information on all our platforms. That's our program for this evening, guys. I'm going to stick around and give a shout out to some folks. Thanks for joining us. That is what In the Ring is geared to do. Interrogate ideas, whether you're PPP, WPA, APNU, AFC, no party at all, whether you're Hindu, Muslim, Christian, whoever you be, we invite you to come into the ring and let's contend with ideas. Let us contend with ideas, folks. And we couldn't ask for a better audience tonight than you folks. As you leave, running off to wherever you're headed to, we encourage you guys to share the live stream on your way out. We want to see those emojis as well. We want to see how you're feeling out there. We want to see those emojis. Share the live stream, folks. We got to fight. The churches ain't giving up. The crosses, the Jagabats, the Hippocytes, they're not giving up. We got to fight. Stay in the trenches and fight. That is what we got to do, folks. Stay in the trenches and fight. Stay in the trenches and fight. Elizabeth Samuels, you're coming on board with us to help us fight. Partner with us. Nicole Yaw, you're going to partner with us. Chanel Wills, we got to fight, Chanel. Arita McKenzie, Play Girl Handy, we got to fight. Clive Jackson, we got to fight. Kwesi Castellan, Sharon London, Laverne, Harry Charan, Kelman Prasad, Alexis Arthur, we got to fight, folks. Share the live stream. This is what this program is designed to do, to interrogate the ideas, the personalities, the issues, so that you can make intelligent decisions at the end of the day. Folks, help us to do that. Come on board and partner with us. I'm telling you, your $5 US will be well spent. Your $10 US will be well spent. Your $15 US will be well spent. Your $20 US will be well spent. And you know, they say, I begging. They gone to the States, and you know how much money they're going to raise? They gone to beg too. You see, your fan meeting with all kind of World Bank people and this bank people is they're going to beg. And our show got to go on. We want to bring the information. We want to curate the information for you guys, to let you guys know what's happening home here and abroad in the diaspora. So a very good evening to all of you. I see Karen Fresco is still with us. Good to see you, Karen. Jackie Baird, Loretta Roberts, Andrew Cuthbert, Deborah Halley, all of you fantastic folks. Thank you so much for sticking around this evening. According to our clock here, it's 9:23. We've gone a little in the overtime. Romy Leander, good to see all of you folks. Lisa Pitt, we got to fight. Boots on the ground. We ain't backing down. Loretta Roberts, I see you there. Horace Thomas. C. Paul, Bianda, good to see you there. Sharon Castillo Edwards, great to see you as well, folks. As you go, share the live stream. We want as many people as possible to know about our program, to join our program, to soak up the information, to discuss it on your workplaces, discuss it in your family, discuss it at church, discuss it at the masjid, discuss it at the temple, wherever people are gathered, and you go there, influence them, let them know what is happening, let them know what the Trenchie is doing, let them know what the Jacobats doing. Charlena Williams, let them know, and I received those hugs, Charlena. Tyson Hines, big up Tyson Hines. Is it a big up to Tyson Hines? I ain't like what I seen there, Chanel. Smith Daniel, is it big up? Do I shout him out? What do you want me to do? Roger Norris, good to see you as well. Father Mike is in the house. Good to see you, Father Mike. Good to see you there, Father Mike. And Denny's London Welshman. Great to see all of you fantastic folks. Folks, it's 9:24. We're almost half hour into the overtime, and 2,000 y'all still there watching me. 2,000 of you still watching us, guys. It's our privilege and our pleasure to serve you. This is what fires us up. Serving you guys, giving you the information, bringing the material to you, letting you guys know what is happening. This in a long time. This in a long time. And again, Amanza said it well. Not a buy and coming to help we. We got to do it ourselves. We are the change that we've been looking for, you and I, and we're going to do it together. Folks, thank you for coming on board with us. Thank you for supporting us every night with your presence. It means a lot to us. You touch us. You touch us. Dr. Stephen Covey says to touch the heart of another human being is to walk on sacred ground. And folks, you've walked on sacred ground because you've touched our heart. Thanks for joining us, folks. That's our program for this evening. Esri Duke, good to see you there. Again, Paul, is it Bienda? I hope I'm calling it right. I see Loretta Roberts is still here. Florette Jacobs Ward, good to see you. Is it France Escourse? Good to see you, France. Good to see you there. And Kosi Bullers, good to see you. And Kosi, all the other fantastic program, all the other fantastic persons. I'm seeing Chanel Smith Daniel's name. I should tie me up. Chanel, drink your porridge and catch your bed, man. Patricia Green, good to see you. Millicent Ross, good to see you. Esri Du, good to see you. Reginald Allen, all of you fantastic folks. Dollet, Kim Westmoreland. Kim, how you doing? Kim has been helping us out. Ronlin Alfred, good to see you, Ronlin. Oswina Tapin, good to see you guys again. Abby Gaffago. Have a fantastic rest of the evening, folks. Stay safe. Stay safe.